You actually do have power. You have power in Spain through Iberia. You have power in Ireland through airlines, not as much as he does. And you have power in the UK through British Airways. At what point are you or your opcos going to sit down with the government and say, start treating us right, or we'll get nasty with you?
No, I think we are having always this type of conversation, but I think what you said before, the airlines in general will have incentives to change. We need to be more efficient, we need to deliver the commitments with our shareholders, and that's the reason every day we're trying to do the things better. When at the end you don't pay for the invoices, I think it's difficult to why.
But I think of the US example, where often there is this unspoken, at least with certain congressmen or senators or whatever from airlines, you don't treat us right, you might just find service to your district restricted. You might just find flights suddenly not quite as popular as before. It's all unspoken, but everybody knows you better treat the airlines half decent, or you might suddenly find things aren't quite as nice for your constituents and voters. And you have, by the way, you have no problem beating up on airports.
It's true, but I mean, the reality in Europe is you've so many, you've a number of very large hubs. It's not practical that Air France is going to tell the CDG we're pulling capacity out of here, they use the slots and never get them back yet. Same for BA and Heathrow, same for Carsten in Frankfurt and in Munich. So we have to deal with the reality. But I think that's been one of the A4E is making progress on some of these agenda issues. We keep raising ATC, but we've had we have had a pretty incompetent commissioner for transport for the last 5 years. I think we have the prospect now of somebody who gets it, has come from the private sector, has made promises. The most significant promises, he said he'd come back here and address us again next year, so at least we'll have a report card on what he did. Whereas Commissioner Fabian just disappeared for the last 5 years and didn't sit. And we do need that leadership at senior EU level.